No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Pow day. Dude, let's go.
1970 was the year my dad, a Boise firefighter, started sunburst painting as a side gig. His dedication and love for this community was always inspiring to me. That passion led me to start rowpaint.com, turning what began as his side job into a family business that's been serving Boise for generations. For over 60 years in the Treasure Valley, the Rowe family name has been synonymous with hard work, dedication, and commitment to the community that's given us so much. We are a family-owned business who are proud to be sponsors of Boise State Athletics, to serve not only Boise, but our neighbors across Idaho and the surrounding states. From my father's first brushstroke to numerous paint and coatings projects today, we're here to make Boise a better place, one project at a time. Power in people, pride in painting.
It's game day. Are you ready?
Let's go!
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Bousher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course. It's time for the Jacksons Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the ICCU YouTube chat, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voicemail line at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Postgame Show is presented by Jacksons, where 25 cents from each hot dog sold goes directly to the Horseshoe Collective to support Boise State student athletes. Need snacks, a coffee, or cold drink? Visit a Treasure Valley Jacksons today. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Now, let's go courtside and join five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, for the Jacksons Postgame Show.
There we go. Welcome on in, everybody. I am not five-time award winner BJ Rains. I am Nathan Carroll here, contributor and analyst for Bronco Nation News. Welcome to the Jacksons Postgame Show. Here courtside after a big win for the Boise State Broncos. Took on San Jose State and walked away with a 79-52 win. Really nice performance from the guys. Get on in the chat. Leave your comments. Leave your thoughts on this one. Muted. We got to figure it out pretty quickly today, though. Really big performance from Boise State. You know, it was one that we talked about at pregame, projected 13 to 14 point favorite, and be able to walk away with a 27-point game is definitely one that you feel good about. What do we got here? The boys look great tonight. Hopefully we win out this week. Yeah, I mean, we said it after that Colorado State game. The goal was going to be go 4-0, and then you got San Diego State at Viejas. Boise State went 4-0, and now they've got a chance next Saturday to go down to Viejas and potentially get a season-defining win that puts you right back into the picture for March. Comment here from Ian, if they keep playing like this, they might have a shot in March. yeah, I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong at all. You know, this team's starting to play really good basketball. 27-point win against the San Jose State team that, look, if you go through and look at their schedule, not a lot of teams have blown out San Jose. I mean, we saw it when Boise State traveled to the Bay Area. That was a tight game that came down to the last possession. To be able to put on an emphatic performance like they did today, very, very, very impressive stuff from the Broncos. Sky Ship here says Peanut Carmichael potential equals stratosphere. We'll talk more about Peanut in a moment, but yeah, really, really flashed a lot of good things today. Ben Watland, RJ, so close to the scoring column. Yeah, you know, we talked about it pregame. He does a lot of things really, really well, and we were hoping to see him get into the score column tonight. But one thing I want to talk about just to open up here is just talk about how dominant of a performance this was. According to Ken Palm, San Jose State scored 0.83 points per possession, which for those of you guys who aren't familiar, you generally are looking about the 1.1 range, 1.0, somewhere in there is about average. So to hold San Jose State, which has a load of shot makers, to 0.83, really, really impressive performance defensively. And I thought Emmanuel Ugbo really led the way defensively. I thought he was fantastic in the paint. Early in the game, there were quite a few possessions where San Jose State was trying to isolate him and take advantage of one-on-one matchups, and he more than held his own. We'll talk more about his offensive performance in a little bit as well, but I thought defensively the Broncos were fantastic. And then, oh, by the way, they score 1.25 points per possession themselves, 55% shooting from the field. They were able to get to the basket at rim, ended up finishing the game 67% from 2-point range. So all-around performance from the Broncos, right? The offense is phenomenal. The defense plays really well. I think it's the kind of game that's hard to come out with many complaints. Bronco Nation update: San Jose was on a 3-win win streak as well. Yeah, that's a good San Jose State team. You know, Tim Miles is a really good head coach, and they've been more than frisky at times this year. And San Jose State knocked off New Mexico, who looks like a top 20 team right now in the country. So certainly something that you feel you feel really good about that performance. Another comment here: boys looked fantastic tonight. Hopefully they can show and win out with the big games coming up. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it pregame, but you've got at San Diego State, you've got at Nevada, home New Mexico, home Utah State. Some really big opportunities for Boise State to get into the win column against quality opponents. You know, they haven't had too much issue against sort of the bottom half of the Mountain West, where those losses have come, is against the top teams. But this team is playing really, really well right now. I've been very impressed with them. If you aren't already, be sure to be leaving your comments, leaving your thoughts here in the ICCU live chat here on the Jacksons Postgame Show. Really excited. Stick around for what's ahead. We've got interviews. I think they've got Leon, obviously, but then I think they've got Emmanuel Ugbo and I believe Tyson Dagenhart tonight. So we'll get to hear from them as well. We'll be hearing from Abe Jackson later on in this one. So a lot to look forward to, but right now, you know, shout out some of those players that you felt like played well. Got a comment from Jonathan: Cardenas, Ugbo, and Deggy were them. And those were the three big performers for the Broncos today. Tyson Dagenhart finishes with 22 points and 6 rebounds. Alvaro Cardenas has 16 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. And then Emmanuel Ugbo, how about his first half? Scores 10 points in the first half, starts 4 of 4, including a three-pointer that I won't name names, but one of our favorite commentators, as he puts up, goes, "Oh boy, you know, no," because he wants to see Ugbo on the inside, and Ugbo absolutely drains it. All in all, man, those three really led the way. I was really impressed with Ugbo's offensive performance, what he was able to contribute. And that's something that this team has been looking for. We've been talking all year about Omar Stanley. We mentioned it again in the pregame that, you know, for this team to be the best version of themselves, it probably requires Omar Stanley getting back in the lineup and playing at a really high level. If Emmanuel Ugbo plays the way he did tonight the rest of the season, I think he can be an Omar Stanley replacement, where now all of a sudden you've got more of a traditional center who's able to step in, play really good interior defense, but able to contribute on the offensive end as well. And again, we saw him stretch the floor a little bit tonight. I'm really impressed with Emmanuel Ugbo off the pick and roll. Does a really good job of finding space when he's in the pick and roll with Cardenas, who, I mean, obviously we've seen it all year. He's one of the best pick and roll artists, not just in the conference, but probably the entire country. And I think Ugbo's a really good fit in that lineup. There's been a lot of, you know, 4 minutes here, 5 minutes there. We hit the 2.5 minute mark, and he gets subbed out, gets some extended run tonight, and was really, really good. Got Michelle here saying Buchanan was a big contributor as well. Yeah, not the big time scoring performance from Buchanan that we've seen at times this season, but has 11 points, a fairly efficient 11 on 3 of 6 shooting. Did a really good job of getting to the free throw line, made 5 free throws, and then I thought he came up big defensively. Obviously had the steal that he takes down to the other end and gets a dunk off of, but he did a really good job of just staying in front of his man and playing really good team defense. You know, I've been one of Javen Buchanan's biggest fans this year, biggest supporters, and I thought he was phenomenal again in this one. What else do we got here? We got Nate saying that Ugbo is one of the X factors for this team here for the rest of the season, especially if Stanley can't contribute like last year. Yeah, you know, we've been talking about it, that Stanley has been the key to this team. And I mean, even Leon said it a few games ago that that's been the story of the season is when can they get Omar going? When can they get him playing at the level that they expect and hope, which, you know, is an all-league type level. And it wasn't Stanley tonight. It was Ugbo who showed it. But if that's the Emmanuel Ugbo that you're going to get going forward, I think that there's a lot of positive things to feel about this team going forward, especially, again, on the defensive end. One note that I had made, San Jose State shoots just 38% from the field, not a great shooting performance. But if you watched that game, it felt like San Jose State was making tough shot after tough shot after tough shot. You know, even when they weren't getting buckets, it wasn't wide open looks. It was, you know, as Crash says here, the defense held them to bad shot after bad shot after bad shot. And it really was, you know, I can think of maybe 2 or 3 good open looks that San Jose had the entire game. Otherwise, Boise State did a phenomenal job contesting in the paint, getting out on shooters and forcing them off the 3-point line. I thought all in all, really complete defensive performance today from Boise State. Continue to get your comments into the chat, into the ICCU live chat. Be sure to get in who you think is going to, or who you would pick, I should say, as the Boucher Real Estate Player of the Game. Let us know who you thought maybe was above and beyond tonight. Obviously, Tyson with 22 and 6. You know, he's probably the one that gets the check mark as the MVP. But let us know who you felt had a big game. Jonathan here making note. Bowie doesn't play like a freshman. Love his. I'm assuming that's going to be love his game there, not live his game. But yeah, Julian Bowie's exceptionally impressive. As you said, he doesn't play like a freshman. He doesn't look like a freshman. A lot of times, true freshmen, they come into a program and, you know, their bodies are a year behind, and you've seen that even with other guys within the program currently. But what's so impressive about Julian Bowie is just he's got D1 size, he's got D1 strength already. He goes out there and you can't attack him on defense because he's able to hold up against, you know, older veteran players. Julian Bowie, impressive again. It was a game that he didn't necessarily fill up the stat sheet, just 6 points for Julian Bowie, just 2 rebounds, 2 assists, but I think he did some really nice things and also showed a lot defensively that you like to see. Another comment here from Crash. Yeah, Deggy's the obvious player of the game, but Cardenas in his 16.59 gets real close. Similar thoughts here from Ben Watland saying, yeah, Deggy. I will say this with Cardenas. So he finishes with 9 assists. Going into the game, he was 10 assists away from the school single season assist record. So next time that we see Boise State in that San Diego State game, very good chance that he's going to be breaking the school record for assists in a single season. And we've talked plenty about Alvaro Cardenas this season, how exceptional he is as a passer and as a point guard. And I think, honestly, the biggest shame is that Boise State fans only got to see him in blue and orange for one season. He's an electric playmaker in a game that was, you know, I had noted it was kind of a sleepy game for no other reason than it's a big lead that it was very technical, right? A lot of just good hook shots, making layups, you know, not a lot of big plays. But Cardenas is the type of guy who makes those big plays, had some really exceptional flashy passes tonight on top of just good, all-around play. Thought he was really good defensively tonight as well. That's been a point of growth for him this season. At the start of the year, one of the issues Boise State really had was point of attack defense, had some guards going off against Boise to start the season. We started to see teams aren't able to just give it to their point guard and let him go off anymore. And I think in part because Alvaro Cardenas has really excelled as a defender as we've gotten on throughout the season. So continue to come on in here with the Jacksons postgame show. Boise State knocks off San Jose State 79-52 in an impressive win to go 4-0, extend their win streak since that Colorado State loss. And now if you're Boise State, big picture, you're going into the bye week, so they don't play another game until next Saturday when they go to San Diego State and play in Viejas. There's going to be ample opportunity for Leon Rice and this staff to put together game plan, to put together some potentially some new sets and kind of specialize on some of what San Diego State does and have this team revved up and ready to play for that game. We've been talking really since that Colorado State loss that for this team to even talk about in that large picture, it starts with going 4-0. And they've done that. They've won 4 in a row, knocked off Nevada, got the quad 2 win at UNLV. And now you get a quad 1 opportunity at Viejas against San Diego State. And if you take advantage of that opportunity, I think you're going to start to see Boise State really belong in that bubble picture. And really for the first time all season, we're going to be talking about Boise State as a potential at-large team. Still a lot of season to go after that. It's not like that win earns you a berth in any stretch of the imagination, but it puts you in the picture in a way that Boise State hasn't been there all year. And with the way San Diego State's been playing recently, I think they've got a good chance down there. San Diego State, one of the better defensive teams that they've had in recent years. What they've been able to do at times, just completely shutting down opponents defensively is impressive, but the offense has not been there this year. They're missing some of those stars that they had in recent years that have been able to create offense for them. And this team's relied on their defense. And with that, they've had some struggles this year. When they played this very same San Jose State team, they were down at half. I believe it was by double digits in that one as well. When they played Wyoming last week, they were down for much of that Wyoming game before coming back late. And shoot, we even saw the San Diego State team need a late game winner to beat Air Force, who's sitting at dead last in the conference right now. It's a game that I think if Boise State plays good basketball, they're absolutely capable of winning. And, San Diego State got them up here. Really good game for the Aztecs. They were able to crash the glass. They played physical, made Boise State's offensive stars uncomfortable. But I think Boise State has the opportunity to potentially return the favor. We'll have plenty of coverage for that game coming up. We'll have a preview article for that. Plenty of pregame shows and pregame coverage for that. We'll bring it back to this San Jose State win. Let's get to some more comments here. Jennifer, always in the chat. Love to see you in here. Jennifer says Cardenas MVP. It's obvious the 3 key players are Degenhart, Cardenas, and Buchanan. Yeah, I agree with that, Candid. I think at this point in the season, you really do feel like those are the 3 major players for this team that you're going to be consistently relying on when this team does get to March. It was a quieter night from Buchanan in particular, but the minutes were there. His impact was still there. Those are the guys going forward. And I think part of why this team got lost a little bit mid-season was because when Stanley wasn't that third guy, we came into the year thinking it's going to be Cardenas, Degenhart, and Stanley. Stanley sort of fades out of the lineup a little bit. Now that Buchanan's stepping up and is clearly that third man for this team, I think you're starting to see them approach that ceiling that we were expecting early in the year. Another comment here, Cardenas player of the game. Another comment from TNT as well, just saying get some rest and then Viejas. Yeah, that's the goal now, right? You get some rest, get some sets in place. And, this is one that from a coaching perspective, you're going to want to see Leon's best because you get a full week off to lead up to the game. You get a chance to really instill some stuff in practice. And look, last time we saw Boise State coming off a bye was right before this 4-game stretch started. If you remember, they had a bye week after that Colorado State loss, and they've come out. The defense has been exceptional in all 4 of these games. I think if you want to point at what is the difference between Boise State 3 weeks ago and Boise State now, it's been the defense. Defense has been great in all 4 games. And now, Leon Rice and the staff's going to have another opportunity to put together some game plans here. So be sure to get into the game, or get into the ICCU live chat here. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, how you're feeling about this team, what you thought about the performance today. Again, looking forward, some other thoughts. Got another comment here talking about Peanut Carmichael, 6'7", attacking the rim, coupled with 3-point sniper skills. I think Pearson Carmichael, there's a reason that this staff has given him minutes as a true freshman. I think the potential for him is absolutely there. And you said it, attacking the rim. We knew Pearson Carmichael was an excellent shooter. We've seen that already just a few games into his freshman year. But I was really, really impressed with his ability to attack closeouts and get to the rim and finish over traffic. There's a lot of similarities between Andrew Meadows' game and Peanut Carmichael's game. That's something where Andrew Meadow has a reputation as a really good shooter and certainly a capable shooter, but I think the biggest strength in his game has been his ability to get to the rim and attack closeouts, right? Go back, and if you're curious and if you're a nerd like I can be sometimes, go watch some of these past Boise State games and look at how many buckets that Andrew Meadow gets attacking off of the corner and getting to the rim. It's mind-boggling. Game after game after game, that's where he's at his best. And we started to see a little bit of that out of Peanut Carmichael tonight. I think going forwards, you feel really good about the foundational pieces of this program. Between Julian Bowie, between Javen Buchanan, who should be back next year, you've got Peanut Carmichael, Andrew Meadow, and then again, Emmanuel Ugbo with a really big performance tonight. Obviously, you want to focus on this season, get back to the NCAA tournament, go win a Mountain West tournament. But for the future of the program, things are looking good. Comment here from Jared: more and more drives from corner threes from Meadows the last 2 weeks, not just shooting from 3, but going to the rim. Yeah, he's been exceptional attacking the basket. He's a really good cutter, really good attacking closeouts. And one of the things that I don't know how many people know this, but I'd have to double check his number. But coming into the game, I believe Andrew Meadow was number 1 in the conference in 2-point percentage, right? You're talking about guys like Nelly Jr. Joseph and Magoon Guath, I believe is how you pronounce his name, at San Diego State. Two of the best big men in the conference. And Andrew Meadow's been more efficient from 2-point range than either of them. Good 3-point shooter, but exceptional in his ability to get to the rim. Comment here from Tyler: I'm going to be curious to see if Leon goes to Ugbo or Stanley to give Daggy a break in the first half at SDSU. Yeah, one of the questions I had going into the UNLV game was what their thought process was with playing Degenhardt at the 5 large minutes, because we saw it, Jeremiah Cherry for UNLV. He's a big boy, man, 280 pounds, and he was really impressive. And Tyson Degenhardt, he's more of a traditional 4. When you play him at the 5, you give up some size. And I thought that tonight Leon early went to a lot more Stanley and a lot more Ugbo. And I think part of that was getting ready for this SDSU game. I don't know if you can play 20 minutes of Degenhardt at the 5 when you go against a big like Magoon Guath. I think we're going to see more Stanley and more Ugbo in this upcoming game against San Diego State. What else do we got here? We've got Ben Watland. Clemson lost to Georgia Tech this week. Really big loss for Boise State. That Clemson win was sitting in quad 1, and that loss to Georgia Tech in triple overtime dropped it to quad 2. So funny enough, Boise State goes into that UNLV game. They've got 0 quad 2 wins. They were 0-3 in quad 2. 2 days later, they've got 3 quad 2 wins. Nevada, the win against Nevada moved up into quad 2. That Clemson game moved down into quad 2. It's a good win still, no doubt about it. Even if it is quad 2, it's a win against an at-large team, which is something that the committee does look at. So still a massive win for the Broncos, still something that, for the time being, they can hang their hat on. But Boise State looking for some more marquee wins. Right now, you've got the Clemson game. You've got the St. Mary's game. San Diego State's going to be a massive opportunity for this team to boost their resume and really start to put together an at-large looking resume here. Gerald says, I like Cardenas at the 5 for his passing. Actually, I think that is a good wrinkle to throw into some games. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know how much we want Cardenas defending some of these bigs in the Mountain West, but he's been exceptional as the point guard. I think you could certainly make a case that he's the best point guard that Boise State has had since, Derek Marks. If you want to call Marks a true point guard, I mean, he's been that good, that special this season. Struggle with turnovers a little early in the year, but consistently game after game now, he's done a really good job of being able to limit turnovers while still creating offense for the rest of the team. Yeah, man, Alvaro Cardenas, I think he's probably going to be out all Mountain West when it's all said and done this season. Probably not first team, but I think there's a good chance he's a second team all Mountain West guy when the season does end. Another comment here from Crash: we're above Utah State on KenPom. Huh, interesting. Yeah, the metrics and analytics like this Boise State team more than the record and the resumes would suggest, in part because of games like tonight, right? When you're able to beat a pretty competitive San Jose State team by 27 points, that's not something that mediocre teams do, right? That's something that typically good basketball teams do. And when 3 of your losses came on late game winners, or I guess from the Boise State perspective, game losers, but those are games that analytically, yes, it counts as a 1 in the loss column, 0 in the win column, but they look at that as much more of a 50-50. Whereas a team like Utah State, they've won a lot of those close games, and when they've lost, it's been a little bit more decisive. Boise State, when they've won, it's been very decisive, and they've got some close losses in there. So thank you guys for coming in and joining the Jacksons Postgame Show. We've got a free show for you here, being able to get coverage. So we are going to get a word from our presenting sponsors as I get a drink of water here. So stick around, get your questions in the chat, and we'll get to them after this 30-second commercial break.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.
All right, we are back here at the Jacksons Postgame Show, getting your comments into the ICCU postgame chat. Got one here from Mike. I heard Cardenas is John Stockton's Spaniard son. True story. We'll have to check on that. I feel like every time we get a Boise State road game and Dan Dickhow's on the call, he makes comment that Alvaro Cardenas reminds him a lot of John Stockton. And look, I want to go on record. I don't think you can compare anyone to John Stockton, right? He's got one of the all-time unbreakable records in the NBA, but he's certainly the closest Boise State has had to John Stockton since I've been around here. Kurt Fuller here again saying Ugbo played much better tonight for sure. Yeah, Kurt was phenomenal, man. Or excuse me, Kurt, you are phenomenal, but Ugbo was phenomenal again tonight. If that's a piece that Boise State can get going forward, is Emmanuel Ugbo playing at a high level. If he can become truly that fifth starter that you're getting 15, 20 minutes out of per game of really good minutes, it raises the expectations and the ceiling of this team. I was talking with a friend about this, that there's a little bit of Najee Smith in his game that year that Najee Smith was coming off the bench and giving 15 to 20 good minutes every game. I think that if he can provide that role for you, where he's essentially just giving you those really good high energy minutes as kind of a hybrid big wing, for this team, he's playing a lot of big, but he's 6'8", 6'9". He's not necessarily a traditional 7-footer. That again just really elevates what this team can be, and it helps you out a lot in these matchups against teams like San Diego State, New Mexico, that do have more size, that do have more length. So all in all, really impressive performance from the Broncos. I think it's one that even the most pessimistic fans are going to struggle to find things to complain about here. One note I did have on this one is the Broncos finished plus 14 on the glass. It's one of the things we talked about coming into the game is, they dominated the glass in the first game and thought they did a really nice job of controlling the boards again tonight. Offensive rebounds, they finished with 9. My number for this game was 10, so not quite there. But all in all, really impressed with Boise State's performance here. like I said, get those comments in the ICCU live chat. Give us your prediction for the Matt Boucher Player of the Game here on the Jacksons Postgame Show. Got BJ coming and sitting down.
You hit all 3 sponsors, man, so you did good.
You know, we love our sponsors. I got to give them in there and get them the love and credit that they deserve.
Appreciate you, man. You've been on for, 25 minutes or so? Wow.
Yeah, I think it went all right.
You did all right. I think hey, it's going to make our show go quicker, so yeah. I appreciate you for doing that, man. We had great post game. Talked to Emmanuel Ugbo, talked to Al Cardenas, talked to Leon, so got that out of the way, and appreciate you, and then we'll get Abe on. We'll play some of that, then have a good Friday night, I guess. So you got any final thoughts or anything for the group here?
No, just that, it all leads up to San Diego State. This team's taking care of business. The defense has improved. They did all the things that you wanted to see after that Colorado State loss, and they've done what they've needed done so far. Now you get that game at Viejas, and it's kind of like almost the start of the second part of the season for Boise State, right? Win this one, and you put yourself back to where you wanted to be when the season started.
Great stuff, man. Appreciate you for coming on. You're going to do something basketball. You're going to do a basketball-related story maybe for Monday or Tuesday?
Yep, so we'll do a basketball story early in the week, and then later on in the week we'll have a San Diego State preview.
Perfect, man. Well, appreciate you, man. Thanks again for coming on. Let's take a 30-second break, and then we'll sub one BSU grade out for another as Abe Jackson comes in and give us his thoughts. We'll do that next. The Jacksons Postgame Show here live from ExtraMile Arena. Boise State crushes San Jose State by 27, and we'll be back with Abe Jackson in 30 seconds.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.
And we are back. Abe Jackson, how you doing, man?
Good. That's always nice after a dominant win like that.
Oh, of course, man. That was a 27-point win. I got to be honest. I was dead wrong on this one. I told Nathan. I really thought this was trap game's not the right word, man. But I thought they'd win. Just I wasn't sure, man. 4th game in 10 days, and we talked about it on the pregame show a little bit. But it's just like these guys are college kids. They're humans. They've been going hard. They know they get 2 days off tomorrow. Leon said he wants them go to Cabo, do whatever, go on the All-Star break. He's kind of kidding around, but he's like, he doesn't want them thinking basketball till Monday. And so for that, some teams may not have been mature enough to think, we'll crush this team. We're favored by 13, whatever. And I thought it might have been a little bit closer, but they came out and took care of business, and I thought it was a pretty impressive win.
See, if there's one thing that I trust about this team, and I'm not saying they're going to have a good game. They can have bad games, but I really do think that they are ready each game that they play. Mm-hmm. They might come out and they might get, blown out like they did at New Mexico. I feel like they were ready to play that game, and I feel like they were ready to play this game. In the last 3 that they've beaten the Ken Palm numbers every single time and beaten them pretty handily. So what was the Ken Palm on this one?
It was supposed to be a 13-point
13, game. So 27. Yep. I mean, that's gonna move you up pretty good, and they're starting to slowly get into that conversation of an at-large. These next couple weeks are gonna be huge.
I think for a lot of fans, you win. You're getting closer, but you win the San Diego State game, and that probably certainly changes it a little bit in terms of making it seem more real. I mean, the next 4 games, you got San Diego State, you got obviously Nevada or New Mexico at home, at Nevada, and Utah State at home. Those 4 games. I mean, ideally 4-0, but if you can even go 3-1 in that stretch, I think you've probably put yourself at least in the conversation. But I think it'll get a lot more real if they can go to Viejas and find out.
I think so too. And here's the thing: San Diego State is not as good as they have been in the past. And in the game here in Boise, one of the worst games for Cardenas and Degenhart. I think is the only team that held Degenhart to no double digits, had 9 points in that game. I think they're going to come out and they're going to be ready. There's just something about this team right now that winning these 4 games in a row just feels a little bit different, and it's the way that they're winning them. I mean, how many times have we sat here after a game where they're favored by 13 points and they end up winning by 5, and you're sitting there thinking, that it didn't feel that good. I know it's a win, but it just didn't feel that good.
Yeah,
these wins feel really good. I mean, they're beating the heck out of these teams that they're only favored by, what was it? It was 9 points at Nevada. They beat them by 10. It was 19 or 20 at Fresno, beat them by 22. It was 3 favored at UNLV, beat them by 9. So it's been the way that they've won these games, it makes me feel really positive about the next few weeks.
Yeah, it was kind of teetering there. I think they were up 14 or something. Not teetering in terms of winning, but like, okay, is this going to be a 30-point blowout or is this going to be a 10-point win? And they're in the second half. They just put the throttle down and really let them have it. And I thought you're right there. The last 15 minutes of the second half, they really laid it to them. And
they did.
I thought the defense in particular, 2 for 18 from 3. We talked about that on the pregame show. That's 4 straight games where the defense has held their opponent. They finished 38%. That's a third straight game. I think the opponent was under 40% shooting, and 2 for 18 after you go, 1 for 16 in the previous game. So, I mean, I think that the defense once again fueled this one.
It definitely did. And then this is one of those that the defense was there, but then the offense also caught up. The defense was there against UNLV, but it was a rough offensive game, but they found a way to get it done because they got to the free throw line and shot such a great percentage. This is what it looks like when you have a really good defensive effort and you're clicking on offense. And so, I don't know. We talk about after some of these home games, best complete game of the year. You talk UNLV at home and then Wyoming at home. Then you could throw this one in the mix too. It was just from the tip. You were down 0-4, but other than that, it was just domination.
Tyson Degenhardt, 22 points on 9 of 11 shooting, hits all 3 of his 3-point attempts. Alvaro Cardenas, 16 points, 9 assists. He had only 1 turnover, by the way, and he is now 1 assist shy of the single season record.
And tied for the team high in rebounds. 6.
How about that? Pretty impressive. But I want to go to Emmanuel Ugbo, a guy that I even asked you in the pregame, like, why is he still starting? Like, what's the reasoning behind it in terms of he plays 3 minutes, doesn't play again? And our man Jaden Finch has a couple highlights here that we'll play. But he got a little extended playing time tonight, and he took advantage of it.
He definitely did.
I was super impressed, man.
Well, Ugbo,
and the 3-ball.
Yeah, and the 3-ball. So that's, I think, his third made 3 of the season. He made one against Clemson, I believe. And I don't know what the shushing of the crowd is.
Yeah, but I asked him who he was shushing. He didn't really know.
Sometimes you just kind of react. But, Emmanuel Ugbo, he was a scorer overseas. He said he shot about 5 threes a game when he was playing over in Europe before he came here. So he knows how to shoot the 3. They're just asking him to do something completely different. And then here, what a great bounce pass from Cardenas. And we talk about the bounce passes and the passes from Cardenas so much, but when this comes through again, just watch the catch that Ugbo makes. It's a little bit behind him, and then he gathers himself and goes up through some contact. It's a great pass, but also just a nice catch behind him, and then goes for the contact in the lefty.
Yeah.
So, great job from Emmanuel Ugbo, and I think that you can see that he can score a little bit more than maybe his 1-point average coming into this game. And if he can start to get that pick and roll down, like Degenhardt and Cardenas do, to give Degenhardt a little bit of a rest of hitting that screen every single time and then rolling into the paint for the big guys, that'll pay off down the line. But what a great offensive night from Ugbo, and defensive. Viola posted him up the first time and got a score, and then about 3 times in a row after that, he held his ground and forced a miss. I think his interior defense was really good.
12 points, 5 rebounds he had in this one, so super impressive. And like you said, he was shushing the crowd. I asked him after the game, who were you shushing? And he kind of laughed and didn't say it.
But
then after the layup, too, he kind of did the little pose there after the end one. Like, he was feeling it tonight.
Sometimes when he was feeling it. Sometimes after you make a basket, you just kind of do something, and then if someone asks you about it, you're like, I don't know why. It just felt like the right time.
What was it like seeing High Knees Anderson up close and personal tonight?
I mean, they're up there. They're up there. I mean, it's like one of those quick ladders, where you go where during training. But yeah, and I like that his high knees. It's not just straight. He'll go sideways. High knees.
He does
sometimes
the little
too.
karaoke there.
Yes,
yeah.
he does. I mean, he's very versatile in the high knees game.
There were some comments about Mike Littlewood too, the BYU baseball coach, or old BYU baseball coach. He gave the bench warning at some point. I don't know if you could hear what was going on there, but there was a little bit of back and forth going, and no technical foul, but Leon Maya got closer at one point.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Coach Rice walk that line with refs ever since he got here. And I don't think I've ever seen a coach that is as verbal as Coach Rice is without getting technical fouls. He is a master of how to talk and communicate with refs, but with also getting his point across to them and not going over the line, because he has not gotten very many technical fouls. And but it does seem like that he's just on him the entire game.
Jordan says that Ugbo was shushing me for questioning the quick starts. He was just too nice to say it. He may have been. Maybe that's why he laughed and wouldn't say it. I mean, you'll hear it in a minute when we play it. But overall, 4 games in a row, after that Colorado State game, it was, as they said, rock bottom. And you think about that feeling, in the 2.5 weeks since, or 2 weeks since, to win 4 games. You're now 9-4 in league. I mean, we're talking about inching back into the at-large picture, but they're for sure at least hanging around in the, in the conference race as well. And you're 3 games back of New Mexico, but you still get them, all 4 teams actually, in your next 4 games. I guess Colorado State's the last game, but the 4 teams ahead of you right now in the standings, you all play those 4 again. 3 of those 4 are at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a different. I know we didn't talk post game at Colorado State, but I mean, it is a much different feeling from that moment to where they're at now. And again, a lot of work still to do, but they get a chance to take a few days off, reset here, and what an impressive 4-game stretch here to turn things around.
It really was, and it wasn't just that they were wins. I mean, it wasn't that they beat San Jose by 5 and got Reno by 2. They've beating the heck out of teams. I mean, with defense, these last 2 games, 3 of like 34 from 3 for the 2 teams in UNLV and San Jose State. And San Jose State came in as the best 3-point shooting percentage team in the Mountain West at over 39%. And they hold them to 2 out of 18 for, I think it's 11%. So, yeah. I mean, great job defensively. And Coach Rice always says that it starts like that. And then, of course, they also dominated on the glass. So when you create all those misses, you don't give up offensive boards, and you get the ball and you can go down and score yourself.
Well, we appreciate you sticking around, Abe. Your post-game reward looks like they have some extra like hot dogs and nachos and pretzels over there from the concession stand. They're passing out to the media right now. So if you want to grab a hot dog for the way home,
hot dog and nachos while driving.
Yeah, feel free. Pretzel sticks or whatever else they got over there. Seriously, Abe, appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for sticking around. Have a great weekend. Who you got in the Super Bowl?
Boy, I'm a little bit torn, and here's why I'm torn. I know that Kellen Moore is with the Eagles, and Saquon Barkley's story coming from the Giants, I think, has been pretty interesting and fun to watch. But there's also something about just seeing dynasties happen in your lifetime. You saw the Patriots, and then growing up, I saw the Bulls 3 times in a row in basketball. So something about seeing dynasties as a sports fan I do kind of like. So I'm going to have to just watch the game and just feel where my emotions go if there's a touchdown, and then I'll just kind of go that way.
Okay, sounds good.
But it's not the Bears. They're my team.
Okay, well,
that's sad,
maybe someday soon. Maybe they'll draft Ashton Genty, and then they can be back on
track
here soon.
That'd be nice.
Appreciate it, Abe. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. We will take let's take a couple sponsors here. Then I do want to hear from the players, Emmanuel Ugbo and our man Alvaro Cardenas. So it's all right. You can just get out.
All right, I'll get out of here.
Appreciate you, Abe. Thanks. Let's thank a couple of our sponsors. If you guys do have any more comments, thoughts, who your player of the game is, let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat. We're going to hear from Alvaro Cardenas and Emmanuel Ugbo momentarily. But first, do want to thank RoePaint.com, our title sponsor. ROEPaint.com, our title sponsor. Check them out. All your painting needs. Hit up RoePaint.com. Those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting, all that good stuff. You can hit them up, our title sponsor, RoePaint.com. I saw the Nicolason family at the game tonight. SON Management Group. They do a tremendous job running the local Treasure Valley-owned Taco Bell locations. TacoBellWorks.com. You get more information on the SON Management Group and what they got going on. They've donated over $400,000 to student-athlete scholarships at Boise State. The food's pretty darn good as well. My kids had dinner at Taco Bell before they came down to the game tonight. So it's cheap, it's affordable, it's delicious, and it's great stuff, quick and easy. And so next time you're looking for a nice meal, weekend's a perfect time. Tomorrow when you're out and about, hit up our friends at Taco Bell. Tyson Degenhart, maybe the quietest 22 and 6 game in a while. He's with Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Idaho Central Credit Union is a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest, that mobile e-branch online banking right there from your smartphone. View their full options and things online, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com, or just go check out one of their locations, again, all over the Treasure Valley. Hey, Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game, thespateam.com, locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Been around since 1978. Again, we're going to hear from Emmanuel Ugbo and Alvaro Cardenas in about 60 seconds. Thespateam.com, whether it's a pool table, whether it's a sauna, whether it's a dartboard, whatever you're looking for, they got you covered. Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game, online at thespateam.com. And our post-game show sponsor is Jacksons. Don't forget, Jacksons, since the Broncos scored 70, you can get $2 for a hot dog and a fountain drink and a banana with your Let's Go Rewards app through Jacksons. Anytime the Broncos score 70 points, you can do it 2 days later. So I believe Super Bowl Sunday will be the day. $2 hot dog and fountain drink on Sunday. And they throw in a banana as well. So download the Let's Go Rewards app and hit up Jacksons on Sunday, and you can get $2 for a hot dog and a fountain drink, courtesy of our postgame show here at Jackson's. Again, back live from ExtraMile Arena on the postgame show. Boise State wins this one. Again, the final score 79-52. Appreciate Nathan Carroll for starting this show off and helping get us on the air sooner and maybe get us off the air a little sooner. Jaden Finch doing a tremendous job behind the scenes, setting everything up as well. And yeah, he's rewarding himself with a pretzel over here, and I like to see it. All right, I like to see it. Don't say I didn't do anything for you there. What else? You got some fries. We got some other stuff here. So Boise State taking care of the media here with the leftover concession stand items that I'm sure are very healthy and very delicious over there. But keep the comments rolling. Cardenas is Stockton's little bro with longer shorts, darker legs when needed, longer shots. Spot on, bro. He has been, looks like Crash wants the pretzel. I got a lot of Kellen Moore love, a lot of things coming in on the Super Bowl. That's fine. I'm okay with I like the Eagles too. Let's see. Sky Ship, all of a sudden he's looking at Southwest tickets to Vegas for the conference tournament. Yeah, I may have to get a ticket reserved here for Jaden Finch pretty soon with how the team is playing here as we get ready for the Mountain West tournament in about a month, and certainly going to make it a little more exciting this next week, getting ready for the San Diego State game on Saturday. But overall, Boise State again holds San Jose State to 2 of 18 from 3. They hold them under 40% from the field again. That's like the third straight game they've done that. And Boise State shoots 54% from the field themselves. The rebounding margin 37-23. So Boise State 14 on the glass, just dominates there. And overall, just a very impressive game for Boise State. And again, Emmanuel Ugbo, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Alvaro Cardenas, 16 points, 9 assists. After the game, they met with the media. Let's hear from them now on the Jacksons Postgame Show. How about, you've been starting and not playing as much. How did it feel to like get more minutes and be able to produce out there?
It was great. I just think the coaches trusted me a little more today. I played good defense to start off the game, and they, just kept on putting me back in. I think I kept on doing that. So.
Was this just the type of game you'd been waiting to have?
Yeah, for sure. It was great.
What had that been? I mean, what was it kind of like, I guess, getting your 2 or 3 minutes and then going to the bench and that way coming back in and then starting second half? I know UNLV got a few more minutes, but I mean, it's kind of odd to start and then not play as much. What's that kind of been like?
It's been all right. I'm just thankful that I'm starting. At the start of the season, I wasn't even playing that much, and there's one game I even sat out. So now that I'm starting, I'm just taking it day by day. So I was, I wouldn't say content, but I was happy, and I was just like, okay, I would just chip away every day and prove to the coaches. I was not shushing anybody. Just emotion that was going through me, and I was just like,
nobody.
What was kind of going through you? I mean, like. They kind of let you shoot that one, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, what kind of did go through your mind?
I work on my shot every day. Like, also last year when I was redshirting, like, you guys would see me work out, and I still do that every day. So for me to, like, not hit a 3 for that long, it was kind of frustrating. So when this one went in, I was happy.
How much are you kind of scratching the surface on the type of player you think you can be?
If I'm scratching the surface right now?
Yeah, just how much better is your ceiling? How much like have we not seen your full game yet?
No, you guys haven't seen anything yet, and I think it's about to come. Every time more and more and more and more. I just got to settle in, get more comfortable, and it's easy when you have a point guard like this that gets you open looks like that. So.
What was it like for you to get? I think last game too, you had a nice little run there, and Leon extended your minutes.
Yeah.
So if you play well.
Yeah, he'll reward. Leon is the type of guy if you play well, he is not like gonna sit you because he wants to sit you. If you're playing well, you will get back in. So he rewards guys that work hard and do what he asks us to do. So I feel like.
What was it about tonight? It wasn't just you, but a lot of people were seeing that pretty well. You guys shot, I think, 55% from the field as a team. You were 5 for 8. Tyson was 9 for 11. Just a lot of people were seeing that basketball tonight. What do you think it was?
We've been locked in. I feel like we had a good stretch, and this is just a great way to go into our bye week. And I just think it was a great game for all of us. There was nothing, different than we did for all the other games.
Especially this 4-game win streak for you guys. Feels like you've been going a lot of big wins.
Oh, wow. Who did that?
It's usually a tight game. You guys, going big like today. I think it was a 12-2 run out of half time and a 9-2 run. Do you feel like that's kind of becoming a little bit of an identity for you guys?
Like coming out of halftime and being aggressive?
Or just big runs?
Yeah, I think if we lock in on defense, our best offense is transition, and whenever we get to play a transition and free basketball, we're we are at our best, and I feel like that's what we did right off the gate. So that's why we made those runs, and I think that's like an identity we're establishing right now.
And just real quick as well, man, he kind of says it as well, out of half time. How big of an emphasis is it for you guys to come out of half time?
A very big one, you know. That's out of halftime. Both teams, if you're up or down, you know, you want to like make a run, make a push, and you know, show your presence. So it's very important for us to out of halftime be very aggressive.
Man, what did you say again? I was, before you guys asked me anything about myself or the team, I was gonna take this opportunity to say that this guy shows up every single day, and it doesn't matter how much he plays or. He comes back with the same energy, and it's really impressive to see because, as you guys know, not playing and, you know, working your butt off every day and still not seeing the results that you want is hard. But he comes every single day with the same energy. He talks his butt off. He brings good energy. Everybody's, you know, more positive when he's in here. So I just want to give a quick shout out to him.
Thank you, bro.
Because it's rare to see something like that. It really is. And he really works on his game. And I know some people might think he can't shoot or whatever, but he's in the gym every single day before practice, getting shots up, working on his 3-ball, and I'm sure that in the future he's going to make more and more.
Speaking of talking and emotion and stuff, were you feeling it a little bit tonight, maybe especially at the end there?
Yeah, for sure. Because they were talking a little bit of shit the game before. Sorry for my words.
I was about to say, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Jordan. And talking smack, my bad. They were talking a little bit of smack the game before, and I took it a little bit personal. But honestly, I think I just try to treat it like a normal game, just another game. Because when you start overthinking and just thinking it's more than it is, it's just basketball, then that's when I don't play good. So I was definitely feeling a little bit and talking to some of those guys that I know over there. Oh, they couldn't say anything today. They were quiet.
It's, you know, fourth game in 10 days. You guys have been grinding here. I mean, Al, just what you know, I don't want to say this was a trap game, but you got the week off now. You got some big games coming up, and fourth game in 10 days. Like, you know, some teams this may have been a lot closer than it maybe should have been tonight. What's it say about you guys that come out and kind of dominate the way you did?
Yeah, but don't get it twisted. Like, this is a good team. They were 5-2 in their last 7 games, and I think we knew that. We almost lost over there at San Jose, so I don't think anybody thought this game was, you know, like an easy one. They were up 21 at SDSU, so we knew that we had to come out firing and really guarding. I think we did incredible job on defense. They only scored 52 points, and we still think we can get a lot better. So I just really like the focus that the team is having right now. I think everybody's on the same page, and we're getting better.
You mentioned how hard he works and what time he puts in. If he does that for 3 more years, like how good could this guy be?
I mean, I don't even know where his ceiling is going to be, seriously. And like I said, when you have a mentality like that, when you're working every single day and you're bringing that type of energy and you have that character, you're a good person, the sky's the limit.
And for you, he's 1 assist away from the single-season record already with like a month left.
Already? He's got two wide open shots. You don't want to make him today.
Saw him, you know, find you for a couple buckets, you know, and stuff. What's it like? You know, how ready do you have to be for some of those passes and things?
Very. Like, if you look at me during the game, whenever I roll, I make sure I'm looking at him because he has caught me like by surprise with a couple of them during practice, during the game. So I make sure I'm looking at him because he sees it all. The game, I feel like the game is so slow for him, so he will see it late, early. So you just always got to be ready and make sure, you know, when you get the ball that you make a play.
What is it like, you know, for an offense to have a guy like that?
It's amazing, man. It just makes it so much easier, you know, like for like guys like me, Tyson, that play off the ball, it makes it so much easier because he just puts us in like an advantage situation every time.
Manuel, you know, like I was saying earlier, that, you know, the whole team's seeing you work hard and the results necessarily haven't come. What were they saying to you during that, you know, this whole time?
Like actually everybody was just positive. They were like, just keep doing what you do. You know, your identity is on defense, and the rest will fall into place if you keep working hard and keep doing you, and just by being yourself. And I feel like Al has been doing a great job on that, like on and off the court. JB, Chris, Omar, Tyson, everybody just been instilling confidence in me, and I think that's why I got to have a game like this today. So thank God and thank them as well.
You guys you only hit 1 3. Both in terms of efficiency and volume, the team went 2 for 18 tonight. What are you guys doing out on the perimeter to shut those guys down? I mean, that was a really good 3-point shooting team.
Yeah, I mean, they were top 40 in the country.
Yeah.
And we're just putting a lot of emphasis on not letting guys get threes up. We don't even want them to shoot them. And we were kind of mad that UNLV hit that 1-3 because we really wanted to break that record, that streak, but couldn't get it done. But yeah, I think the team is doing an amazing job of just making guys drive. And apart from that, just multiple efforts and, flying around. I think there was a good amount of possessions where everybody's helping each other. So.
And now just big picture of these 4-game series after the stretch you guys have gone through. You get 4 wins and now have the break and then have a big part of your schedule coming up. You're obviously a very positive guy.
Mm-hmm.
What have the last 2 weeks been like, and how excited are you for what's ahead here?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really proud of the way the team is competing against each other and keeping the focus on what we need to. Now we're gonna, like Coach said, take our mind off basketball for a couple of days, and then we're back and we got SDSU on the road, and we want to get our get back. So.
I just want to ask, obviously, both you guys being from Netherlands, being from Spain, those are both huge soccer countries.
Yeah.
What's it like to come from a soccer country, that environment, but also both be here in America?
Yeah, that's really cool, especially because I don't know if Ems remembers 2010.
I know you're gonna say
Spain. I don't know
so childish.
No, but you remember what happened?
Of course,
Spain beat
we all scored when
Netherlands.
y'all was offside
in the World Cup.
Scored an
That was
offside
not
goal. Offside goal.
And that dude
offside goal.
hit my guy in the chest
Offside goal.
with his.
Okay.
It should have been a red card.
Offside goal.
Minute 116. Andres Iniesta. That's all I gotta say.
Offside goal. Look up the clip. It's an offside goal.
How about that? Those guys were having some fun. A kind of a harmless throwaway question there at the end about soccer, and who knew it was going to turn into quite the answer there on the rivalry. So how can you not like Alvaro Cardenas? I mean, this guy is something else. And to just think about this team with Al and his leadership and what he's doing on me. I mean, he just seems like the perfect player. I mean, I'm not going to say I know the guy personally or anything. You interview him, you talk to him, just seems like a stand-up guy. But you're the leadership he has, the things he says in the press conferences, the way you see him act and talk to his teammates, and then the impact he has with the assists and the offensive scoring and what he does. I mean, it is really sad that it's we only get 1 year out of Alvaro Cardenas because, I mean, I'm just floored away. I mean, he has been just the absolute model citizen, model player for this program. I mean, again, I'm sure goes on more behind the scenes that we don't know about, but everything we've seen publicly on the court and off the court, Alvaro Cardenas has just been, I mean, they've had some pretty good impact transfers and guys that have come in, done things, but I'd have to think, but he's got to be up there in terms of impact transfers they've added in a long time here. And I'm not just talking on the court, I'm talking off the court, his leadership. I mean, the guy's been here, 6 months, 7 months, and he's, commanding, with what he says on the court and the things he says in the press conference, like, can't say enough good things about Alvaro Cardenas. And when you do kind of dream and you think about, can this team go on a run here? And before the season, everyone talked about it being destiny that Tyson Degenhart was going to win an NCAA tournament, in his senior year and break the streak. And, I thought last year Max Rice was going to be the guy to do it in his career. But when you think about this year and Tyson Degenhart, 4 tournaments and getting his first win, and you think about Alvaro, I mean, it's why it gives you hope. If you're a Boise State fan, you should have hope. Like wouldn't it be something if they go on a crazy run here down the stretch and keep winning games or win the Mountain West tournament or get in the tournament somehow, some way. And this group of guys was the group to get it done. Like, I mean, I know it probably sounds crazy and some of you guys are laughing at me for thinking that, but it just seems like Alvaro Cardenas deserves to play in the NCAA tournament. And with that said, win a game too. I mean, a guy played for San Jose State. I know they had a good year, the 1 year, but that guy, for what he's done for college basketball and what he's done for this program, like Tyson Degenhart obviously deserves it, but a guy like Alvaro Cardenas, man, that dude deserves to play in March Madness. And if there was any justice, any karma, whatever the right word is, any, destiny out there, whatever, it would seem like Tyson and Al getting a chance to, cut down the nets in Vegas or make history in the NCAA tournament. It just seems like it would be fitting for a guy like that to be able to do that, because he is just, it's been a pleasure to get to know him a little bit and cover him this year. And it's been really impressive. And I hope you guys are enjoying the time you're having with Alvaro Cardenas here, because it's been a heck of a year for him. And who knows, maybe it could still be a heck of a year for the team. We got to look at the big picture here in the Mountain West standings. We're going to hear from Leon Rice as well, but I do want to thank a couple of our sponsors here. Lithia Ford of Boise. They're one of the many folks that letting you watch a free show here on YouTube that's about to approach an hour on a Friday night, but we'll hear from Leon here in a second. LithiaFordBoise.com. You can view their full inventory of vehicles online. Again, LithiaFordBoise.com. And the Raines family's loving our F-150. You need that four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive vehicle right now with the weather the way it is out there. And so I highly recommend Jim Sturk, Jamie Drake, the whole crew over at Lithia. They're taking care of some players on NIL deals. They're taking care of coaches, administrators, and they can take care of you, the official car and truck of the Broncos. Check them out, Lithia Ford Boise, LithiaFordBoise.com. Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Saw Matt sitting courtside tonight. BauscherRealEstate.com is the website. And when you buy or sell a home with Matt, you get to meet everybody in the picture there. The customer service is unmatched. And just so thankful that we chose to go with Matt for our purchase of our home and selling our home. And the process was so great and easy. And you'll enjoy it as well. BauscherRealEstate.com is the website. And we'll pick that Bauscher Real Estate Player of the Game coming up here shortly. Hey, shop Ridley's.com. Ridley's Family Markets, locations across the Treasure Valley, the Magic Valley, the state of Idaho, surrounding states, almost 30 in all. You just get that hometown grocery store feel, great environment and staff when you walk in, and great deals as well. And you can download up the Skip app and get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Find a location near you. Get more information online at shopridleys.com. Hey, if you're looking for a job, transportation compliance service can help you out. Transcompservice.com. Every step of the way, they can get you into the trucking industry and get you out there towing that first load in no time. Whether it's the DOT, overweight, all the permits and things you need, they got you covered. Local company helping folks all over the world. So sign up today, Transcompservice.com. Hey, Lean Feast, leanfeastmeridian.com. Have the garlic parm chicken, the broccoli, the cauliflower rice today for lunch. 2 minutes in the microwave, and you're eating surf and turf and all kinds of great stuff. And it's good in your refrigerator for 5 days. So you can order on a Sunday and have meals all week waiting for you in the fridge. And perfect when you're on the go or you're eating in an office and don't want to eat out all the time or save some money or eat healthy. Website is leanfeastmeridian.com. It's all fully customizable, and you can get more information and make your order today, leanfeastmeridian.com. Hey, good seeing John Watts from Signature Roofing. He joined us on the pregame show. Signature Roofing, the sponsor of our voice inbox, speakpipe.com/BNN. You want to leave us a voicemail? Speakpipe.com/BNN is the voicemail. Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades, whether it's a re-roof or repair, an estimate, an inspection. If you're looking for any project when it comes to your roof, all your roofing needs, hit up our roofing sponsor, the official roofing company of Bronco Nation News, Signature Roofing. Again, online at mysignatureroofing.com, and leave us that voicemail, speakpipe.com/BNN. We're here on the post-game show, the Jacksons Postgame Show. Sky saying the Spaniard has been an absolute point guard clinic this season. May have to pick up his jersey. The kid is the real deal. Yeah, we need to get some like Spanish flags in the crowd or something. Let's get. I haven't seen a lot of those this year. Yeah, we need to play into that a little bit here down the stretch. And let's see. Jordan says true leader. The way he talked up Ugbo there. Team is so much better with Al. Hope he digs our Olay chance. By the way, Jordan, I saw you. I think it was you and some of your brother and some of those guys as I was walking by. I saw you chanting at High Knees Anderson today. They were chanting High Knees, and it looked like he kind of gave you the look back or the smile today. So I'm guessing he's going to be in Seattle tomorrow for the Big Ten game there with Washington. But I'm sure he came out and picked up the game tonight. And what a crazy schedule. Was it the Ohio State game last night in Columbus, Ohio, and takes 2 flights and flies all day and then refs the game tonight, and he'll be roughing another game tomorrow. So kind of a crazy lifestyle that the officials have. But Jeffrey Anderson, the number 1 ranked ref at Ken Palm, was in the building tonight for the first time. T3 Bracketology, by the way, on Twitter, T3 Bracketology. They do a great job following all the bracket projections and things. They just tweeted out Boise State sneaking around the bubble picture. The bubble is weak, and it's good news for teams trying to hang around. The Broncos are 1-3 in quad 1, 2-3 in quad 2. That makes them 3-6 in the first 2 quadrants, and they have a quad 4 loss. He says the resume average is 67, but that will improve from tonight. He says 7 games remaining, need to go 6-1. The 1 loss can only either be Utah State or New Mexico at home or at Nevada. They must win at San Diego State to secure a relevant road win to go along with the good non-con wins. Check both boxes. Difficult, but the path still exists. So, again, I know it's crazy to think about, but, bracketology folks are saying there is a path still for Boise State to get an at-large bid if they can take care of business down the stretch here. And we'll have all week to talk about the massive game against San Diego State on the road next week, and so that'll be a fun week to get set for that one before we head to San Diego for that game. He says he was laughing about that. Also told Randy we still remember the no call for Abu at the end of this home game. I'm sure he probably wasn't laughing I don't think Randy was probably laughing when you told him that. Let's see. USC gets the doors blown off by Purdue. Wish we had Buzo still. Yeah, Buzo would certainly help this team. Leon Rice, he had a good presser. He talked a little Super Bowl and Kellen Moore. Let's hear Boise State's head coach, Leon Rice. This is the Jacksons Postgame Show. Let's take 30 seconds, actually, and thank all of our sponsors one more time. But we're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to hear from Leon Rice, the head coach at Boise State, after a 27-point win for the Broncos.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RovePaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.
Fourth game in 10 days. This has been a stretch for you guys, and you got the week off, and you guys may have been looking ready for the break. I mean, some teams may not have come out and played the way you guys did in this game tonight. I don't want to say it was a trap game, but just to come out and dominate the way you did and perform this well. I mean, what's that say about your team?
Yeah, I've seen that in the way we practice, and when you have a lot of guys that can compete with each other, it makes it better. And but I was just really pleased because we've been like, we're starting to get better defensively, and then I'm like, oh no, this team will come out and hit 15 threes on you, San Jose. I mean, they have been an explosive offense. They've won 5 out of the last 7. They were up 20 on San Diego State. That's there were some sleepless nights going into this one, but our guys were mature enough. I mean, they know we won by 2 at their place and had to come back to do it. They had respect for Coach Miles and his team, and so there was no looking by them. They got our attention when we played them, and also with what they've done since then. They've been playing, and they're the only team to beat New Mexico. They've done a lot of things this year. So, but I didn't know we could hold them 2 for 18 from 3 because of the way they shoot the ball, and so that is something that's trending in the right direction. And I think we're starting to guard as a team a little bit better, and that's starting to show up. So that's exciting. And there's things that we can still get better at, and that's the beauty of this group is they're trending that way, and we got a little time now to maybe make some more progress, hopefully. And the great thing is too, we got kind of, I called it the all-star break, like, hey, go to Cabo, do whatever you have to do, but get your minds away from basketball for 2 days, and then we'll come back the best we've come back. And it's the first year I've been interested in the Super Bowl for a long time, so I called it the Eagles at the start of the year, and now we got Kellen's going to win the Super Bowl, and it's a great weekend for the Broncos.
Liam, you've always said, you're not here just to hand out playing time, you got to go earn it. For Ems to continue to push the limit there and maybe give him more playing time, what does that mean?
I thought he did a great job of the second run of his, kind of sparked us, because it seemed like both teams were, the pace of the game was kind of slower than I wanted. It just seemed like we were running in sand just a little bit. And I thought he really sparked us in that little stretch where we got like the 10 or 12 point lead. And then we kind of never looked back from there. But I thought his energy sparked us. And that, that's the beauty of having some depth.
Al was praising his work ethic and kind of saying how the results weren't coming, but he was still putting in, and the team just kept bringing him up. What all were you saying to him, and just how hard has he worked to get to?
Yeah, we got a lot of guys at work, a lot of them, and it pays off. It does, and they just keep grinding. And now my job as a coach is let's reset our minds and reset everybody, and let's just get everybody playing their best basketball down the stretch. If we do that, then we got something really, really special.
Leon, after run, like you said, you both have sparked. It felt like these last 4 games, it's been close, and you guys have to make a run, pull away. Do you feel like that's kind of becoming a little bit of an identity for this team, perhaps?
In what way? What do you mean?
Well, it was today it's 23-20. You go on a big
Yeah.
two-goal.
I when I look back on other games throughout my career here, then, when I was looking back at Air Force games, and you're like, oh my gosh, we were losing 27-25, and then we win by 30. So, it's kind of a theme that we talk about is you're playing Division I teams. These are good players, good coaches. There's nobody you're going to knock out with a 25-0 run to start the game. You saw wood. And what we mean by that is every possession you're just sawing wood, and pretty soon the tree falls. But, you got to make it tough every possession and on the glass and, and the way we defend. And then pretty soon it breaks open. You can get those runs. But you can't do it if you can't get stops. And we started the second half, we got a bunch of stops to take it, from 12 on up. So that's kind of the mindset and our team is starting to understand that.
You got a month left, and Al's one assist away from the singles.
Yeah, how about that?
9 tonight, and I mean, just how more? Does he amaze you with every going game, or how do you?
Well, I think our staff has done a great job with him. Our players have done a great job with him, making him even better. I mean, he's a heck of a player, great instincts, sees the game, and we've given him a few things that have, just some video and some things that we've seen on tape that we think we can get him better at, and he has. He takes it because he's hungry to get better. That kid's a heck of a player because, I was talking about this, like, his assists are different. Sometimes you'll throw it to a guy, I'll make a tough three, and you get an assist. His assists almost like should count for 1.5 because, like, he throws it and you catch it and it's a lay-in. He's got so many of that where it's like, well, wow, you got that guy a easy bucket. And so there's different kinds of assists, and his are, those back-breaking ones where, because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you take the roller, he's going to find he has that vision where he's going to find who you came off of, and we got shooters around him, and so his feel for the game and his vision and his intelligence. I mean, because to have the consistency of 9 assists and 1 turnover, I mean, that, when, at the start of the year, I told my team, like, okay, we can't be turning the ball over because we need Al to have some turnovers. Because if he's going to get high assists, like 9, he's got to have 3 or 4 turnovers usually. But to have 9 and 1 is, man, that's not a lot of point guards that can do that.
You obviously, you knew what you were getting from Al, you'd seen him a lot. But I mean, like BJ said, we're in early February, he's about to break the assist record.
Yeah.
I mean, surely you couldn't expect him to be this.
Oh yeah, we did, and we thought that, especially with our guys, because there's more guys that can score around him now, and like he's got one of the best players in the history of this program, and those two now, their synergy together is, that's pretty special. If I'm the other coach and Al and Tyson are in a ball screen together, it's like, this is not going to be easy to guard because there's not a lot of right ways to guard it.
Al said that last time they played San Jose State, they were talking smack to him.
But I think those guys have a good relationship, and it's respect. Yeah.
Clearly, he's an emotional guy. I still feel like he's kind of leveled it out over the season, and then like he knows when to unleash it. And kind of at the end of the game, he kind of unleashed it a little bit. Like, I don't know, what have you seen out of his emotions as he's developed in this program?
Well, he gets coached by such an even keel, calm guy that I think it's really helped him that way. No, his fire is what I wanted and what this team needs, and that's why he and I don't know if I've had some great connections with players, like where we understand when we make eye contact, but maybe never one that happened as quickly as what I did with Al. Like he knows what I'm thinking when I look in his eyes, and what we want defensively, what we want offensively, and I know what he sees, and I listen when he talks because that guy knows what's going on, and that's what you want as a coach. I love those guys that come over and tell me something like, hey, get this guy in the game. He's playing good. I need him out there. Got it. That guy has a great feel for that kind of stuff. He's going to play for a long time, but then hopefully someday I can get him back here as a coach because that guy knows the game.
Back in the fall, Ashton would rush for like 150 yards and we'd make it through a press conference and we'd forget to even ask about it.
Yeah. It's true.
22 and 6 on 9 of 11 shooting, 3 of 3 from 3.
9 of 11. Yeah.
Not take it for granted, but how impressive.
You're right, and thank you for pointing that. 22 and 6, 22 on 11 shots. That's as efficient as you can be, and we're counting the minutes of the time we get with Tyson, and so let's sell these last home games. We only got 3 more home games with Tyson, Dagenhart, and Al, and this team that is pretty special. So sell them out. Let's get that going, and these are big games for us. We're putting ourselves in a good position with the numbers, we got to keep doing our work. It's all about us. It's nobody else is going to do our work. We have to do it ourselves. But I'm cherishing every day with Tyson, but you do. You take the greatness for granted. In the moment he leaves, we'll be like, oh my God! Remember every game you'd have 22 and 6, and it was just you put it in the books. Yeah.
You joked about the All-Star break, but just this last 4-game stretch from where you were after the Colorado State game to where you are now, and kind of you're 9-4 in the league, and right there in position to, for the stretch run here. Just what can you say about the last 2 weeks, and then just the way the break does fall, where right when you have these 4 huge games coming up, you get this kind of reset.
Yeah, we don't have 4 games. We have 1 game. We've been doing a good job of that. But it was. I got friends that are in other leagues that have no buys. Man, what they wouldn't give for a buy, because it's game prep, recovery, all that stuff. It's hard to get a lot of time on the floor to make your guys better and make your team better. This gives us a couple days to do that, because you don't want to also wear them out. The most important thing to being a good team is playing with energy, excitement, all that stuff. That's the most important thing. And if you don't have that, forget about the schemes, forget about all the things that you're trying to get them better at. You have to be that, and this gives us a chance to maybe have that.
Just the last 4 games, though, when you look at where you were and where
you
are, how impressive was it?
Yeah, and great job. Kudos to my staff. We did some good things that have shown up on the floor, and we simplified a couple things, but that's the thing. You got to do some things that can help your team, and we identified some issues and things that we weren't doing good enough, and it looks like we've gotten a lot better at them, and if we can take another step, then we're going to have something special.
With this break, obviously the last break, you coming off a bunch of losses, had a lot to fix.
Not a bunch, not really. I look around the country, there's teams with a bunch of losses, and good teams that, we lost 2 games. Yeah, it was, Choose your words carefully.
What do you think the biggest thing you guys want to work on is?
On this break?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to, if I can get everybody clicking, everybody playing their best down the stretch, then we got something special. Because I think we've made some progress. Some guys, I got my eyes on some other things. Guys I want to get playing their best, because I've seen their best, and when they get there, it's pretty special. And if I get that, if we get that all together where everybody's doing their best stuff, it's going to be pretty powerful.
Oh, there he is, Leon Rice. Make sure you guys can hear me. Here we go. Yeah, you can hear me, right? Okay. There's Leon Rice talking with the media after the game. Did I put the wrong headset on? I did. There you go. I knew there was some sort of problem. Leon Rice meeting with the media after the game. Boise State wins at 79-52 after this one. And Section 12, nice job tonight. Carmichael, a little bit of Cooper flag in him if he'll just develop a little bit more. Whole crowd was a little better today, more cheering. Not a lot of bodies tonight. What did you guys think of the Simon Says game, by the way? Joey Jenkins, I'm sure that wasn't his idea, but I'm not sure what to think of the Simon Says game. They had him out there, and then he had Simon Says, the student section, has to stand the rest of the game and cheer and bring the chaos, and then about 5 seconds later, they were all sitting down again. So at least more students showed up tonight, but I still think there's an off-season discussion to be had about maybe moving the band or figuring something out to try to get more students in here on a more regular basis. But at least there were more students tonight. They showed up, Joey Jenkins was doing his best to get them to make some noise tonight. Greg, you said it, not me, but yeah, that was an interesting choice of games there. But give the marketing department credit. They're trying to do a creative. There you go. I mean, they're trying to do something, trying to do whatever they can to get the students out there more involved, and they certainly did that tonight. I saw somebody say there's more commercials on this show than cable TV. You got to pay for cable TV. This show is free of charge for you watching on YouTube, Facebook, or X right now. So it means an extra minute or two of commercials, but you get an hour and 20-minute post-game show with highlights, analysis, and interviews for free. Then that's what our business model and the way it's going to be. So Boise State wins this one 79-52. I am headed to Las Vegas tomorrow with my lovely wife, Karen. We're going to be watching the Super Bowl at Circa Resort and Casino on Sunday. I cannot wait for that. Then we'll be back Sunday night after the game and be ready to roll Monday morning with Mike Prater on Bronco Nation News Live. So appreciate you guys for checking us out. We got to give out a Bousher Real Estate Player of the Game. This is a tough one because I think Tyson Degenhart, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 9 of 11 from the field, has a strong case. I think Alvaro Cardenas, 16 points, 9 rebounds, has a strong case. Javen Buchanan with 11 points, but Emmanuel Ugbo, 12 and 5, and I thought he brought a lot of energy tonight. I'm going to give it to Tyson Degenhart just because I think 22 points on 9 of 11 shooting is pretty incredible. So I'm going to give a slight edge to Tyson Degenhart, our Bousher Real Estate Player of the Game. But my story is going to be about Emmanuel Ugbo, and I think you could easily give it to him. So maybe it's a co-players of the game. Emmanuel Ugbo, 12 points, 5 rebounds. And I think he had, thanks to our man Jordan, the SID at Boise State, said he had 13 and 8 against Corbin. But in terms of D1 competition, this was Emmanuel Ugbo's best game tonight. So I think that he deserves some credit. But again, Alvaro Cardenas, 16 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. I mean, how could you not give it to him too? So maybe those 3 guys can all just share the player of the game tonight. I know you guys are some folks saying Cardenas there in the chat. Yeah, the Taekwondo kids did do good at halftime. That was pretty cool to see. I think this is a New Mexico fan joining the chat here. I don't think I ever said that. I'm pretty sure New Mexico is clearly right now the top team in the league. So I'm not sure, Larry, if you're trying to troll or what. But I think New Mexico, hard for anybody to argue New Mexico is not clearly the number 1 team in the league right now. And, but there's still 8 games left and a lot can happen. And as I said, Boise State gets New Mexico, Utah State, and Colorado State here at home in their final 3 home games, and they go to San Diego State. So I think New Mexico is going to be tough to beat in terms of first place in the conference, but Boise State certainly could make it interesting and at least try to finish in second or third before it's all said and done. But appreciate you guys for watching the show, an hour and 20-minute show for free on YouTube here. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to all of our subscribers. So please go support all the sponsors and let them know that you're, supporting them because of Bronco Nation News. And that includes Jacksons. You can get that $2 hot dog and soda on Sunday with the Broncos scoring 70 points tonight. So make sure you hit up Jacksons, our title sponsor of the postgame show. Jacksons Postgame Show gets you, again, $2 for a hot dog, soda, and a banana from our friends at Jackson, since the Broncos scored 70 points tonight. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Go subscribe if you can. Go tell your friends. Late tonight, early tomorrow when you wake up, you can check BroncoNationNews.com, read my story on Emmanuel Ugbo and on this game. And then, as I said, Mike Prater and I will be back on Monday morning at 9 a.m. to talk about the Super Bowl and talk about this. Hope you guys enjoy the game. Good luck to both teams. I'll be pulling for the Chiefs, but I'll be perfectly fine if the Eagles win. Would be super happy for Kellen Moore, and I'm a Saquon Barkley fan as well. So these are 2 of the teams I've kind of watched all season, and so I'll be pulling for the Chiefs, but honestly, I won't be heartbroken if the Eagles get it done. I think it'd be a great story for Kellen Moore and for the Eagles to have that as well. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will talk to you from Las Vegas maybe tomorrow on social media, whenever, and then Sunday the Super Bowl out at Circa. You guys got to get down there at some point, by the way. Circa is an amazing spot to watch the Super Bowl or any kind of sporting event. We'll have all kinds of Mountain West parties and things. So if you want that promo code to stay at Circa, reach out to me and we'll get that to you. Circa Resort and Casino promo code for the Mountain West tournament. But appreciate you guys for an hour and 20-minute show. Thanks to Abe Jackson for coming on. Thanks to Nathan Carroll for starting off the show. Thank you to Jaden Finch for getting us on the air. And thank you again, most importantly, all of our paying advertisers, all of our paying subscribers. We could not do this show show and Bronco Nation News without you. So we'll be heading to San Diego next weekend. We'll be at every game the rest of the season for the basketball teams. We see if they can continue this late season run and try to make some history here down the stretch. So have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and we will talk to you guys Monday morning, 9 a.m. Bronco Nation News Live. Again, the final score tonight, 79-52. The Broncos win the game. They're now 17-7. They've won 4 in a row. They're up to 9-4 in conference play and creeping ever so closely back to that NCAA tournament bubble. What a difference a couple weeks can make. The couple weeks can make. Broncos playing much better feeling around the program right now. So enjoy the win, folks. Congrats, and we'll talk to you Monday. Read my story online. Go subscribe if you can. Bronco Nation News Live, the Jacksons Postgame Show, courtesy of our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. We'll talk to you guys on Monday.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jacksons, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.